Hello, and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. My name is Kalyi, and I'm a pranic healer, a spiritual teacher and counselor, and I combine spirituality, science, and psychology to help people expand their awareness and raise their vibration. So today we're going to be talking about the hero's journey. So what is the hero's journey? It is a blueprint or a template in the form of a quest that leads to a transformative change. So, really facing our fears, and through overcoming them, we transform and raise our vibration. It probably started in India centuries ago, and I say that because it's always in the form of a circle which represents the wheel of karma. It's a mythological narrative that involves a hero who goes out on a quest, overcomes adversity, and is then changed or transformed. It was made popular by Joseph Campbell, who was a professor who specialized in studying mythology. There are many popular books and films that are based on the structure of the hero's journey. Some that spring to mind are The Lord of the Rings, The Wizard of Oz, Star Wars, and The Matrix. Joseph Campbell said that the quest is to find the inward thing that you basically are. And he encouraged us to do this by what he called following your bliss. And this means to follow the things that you really yearn to do, that you're really drawn to do and that are meaningful to you. The hero's journey is in 3 acts or parts: the departure, the initiation, and the return. It's been explained in many different stages. I think Joseph Campbell divided it into 32 stages, other people 17, but I'm going to explain it here in 12 stages. I think this might have been developed by Christopher Vogler. Stage 1 is the ordinary world, where the hero is in their comfort zone, in familiar territory, but they have a yearning for something different. There's a problem that needs to be solved there. Stage 2 is the call to adventure, where an incident happens that shakes them out of their comfort zone and makes the hero realize that they have to leave the familiar and go out into the unknown. Stage 3 is refusal of the call. This happens because the hero knows that it's going to be scary and dangerous to go out on the quest. Stage 4 is meeting the mentor, and this is to overcome the hero's fear of setting out. Usually in the traditional stories, the mentor is a supernatural helper, such as a wizard or a fairy godmother. Stage 5 is crossing the threshold, which means actually setting out, actually starting on the quest. Stage 6 is tests, allies, and enemies. So there's small tests at this stage because the hero doesn't know the rules of the special environment, the new environment. So learning the rules, they also meet allies and enemies, and at this stage, teams are often built. The next stage is the approach, and this is where they're travelling to the destination. They have an opportunity to get to know each of the characters better at this stage. Stage 8 is the ordeal, and this is where the hero faces their greatest fear, and there's a death, a near death, or a confrontation with death at this stage. They could go into an underworld type area, and then there is a rebirth. So their old self is shattered at this stage, and they come back as something different, a different version of themselves. Stage 9 is the reward. So this is the stage where they reap the benefits. The hero gets a chance to reflect and recoup and look at their new identity. There's often a party atmosphere and a celebration at this stage. Stage 10 is the road back. And in this stage, there's often some kind of chase where they're almost there, but a problem comes up, such as a villain tries to steal something that the hero has gained. The next stage is the resurrection, and this is where the hero has to make a stand, and they know that they've changed, but they have to apply their new identity at this stage. And in this stage, the fully realized transformation of the self occurs. Stage 12 is the return, often the return with the elixir. And in this stage, there is an obligation or a decision to share what the hero has gained, what they've learned, with everyone else. So there's an expansion into a higher dimension, higher vibration, and a new way of doing things at this stage. Joseph Campbell said that there is no overall or set meaning to life. Instead, we each bring our own meaning to this life. And we do that, as I mentioned before, by following our bliss. This is not simply doing things that we like to do, and certainly not just doing what we're told to do, but to search deeply within ourselves and find that burning need to do a certain thing and to consciously connect with that thing. Joseph Campbell has a nice quote about this. He says, "I think that what we're seeking is an experience of being alive, so that our life experiences on the purely physical plane will have resonances within our own innermost being and reality, so that we actually feel the rapture of being alive." I think what he's saying here is that if we can harmonize our spiritual part of ourselves with the physical part of ourselves, then we can reach a depth of being that we can't reach simply on the physical plane. By harmonizing these two parts of ourselves, we can reach a place where we feel we've embraced all of what we are by becoming awakened, and so we feel truly alive. For me, the hero's journey is a teaching tool to help us to awaken, to be more aware, and help us be the highest version of ourselves we can be in this lifetime. As we follow our bliss and embark on the hero's journey, we will have to face the shadow side of ourselves, the things about ourselves we don't like. And this is connected to the ego. I think the ego is really a false picture of ourselves that we think we should be. It's not really our true self. And in the hero's journey, in the ordeal, we have to face the nemesis, our nemesis, which is really to face the ego, the false concept of ourselves that we have to really let go of. And this is very painful. To let go of the ego, the false concept we have of ourselves, and to truly look at and face the shadow sides of ourselves, the parts of ourselves we think shouldn't be there, that we don't like, and that we disown in ourselves. We have to face these things, look at them clearly, and own them, realize that we do have these parts to ourselves. Every character in the hero's journey story is an aspect of ourselves. And so we have to accept, with love and compassion, self-love, that these aspects of ourselves exist. Once we look at them, we face our fears and really look at ourselves honestly, then we can work to let go of the things we don't like by working through them. And we can enhance and own with more clarity the other parts of the hero's journey, the other characters who are the light characters, who are our allies. We have these skills and parts of ourselves that we may not be using if we're following the false concept of ourself, the ego story that we make up about ourselves. To do this, we will then stop the wheel of karma, which is the cause of our suffering. The cause of our suffering is not really what happens so much as the perception we have of what is happening. And the more we can be the hero and face the truth about ourselves and the world, the more we will stop suffering unnecessarily and be able to take action to truly change ourselves if we want to, by having the courage to face the truth. There's a final great quote by Campbell that says, "Eternity isn't some later time. Eternity isn't a long time. Eternity has nothing to do with time. Eternity is that dimension of here and now which thinking and time cuts out. This is it. And if you don't get it here, you won't get it anywhere. And the experience of eternity right here and now is the function of life." So I think what Campbell is saying here is we don't have to wait till later to do the hero's journey. We need to do it in this life. We have the eternal part of ourself accessible to us right now, as well as the physical. We don't have to die to experience that eternal part of ourself. So step up, seize the day, and be the hero in your journey in this life. Don't wait till later. So I hope this video has helped you. If you liked it, please hit the like and subscribe. And wherever you are in the world, I wish you all the best. Take care, and bye for now.